by Justin Bieber, UConn Up remix. I beat the up.
I just realized what beat that was at the end.
That's that. And they're working it out. It's very funny. Big shout out to DJ Honeybee, who actually put that mashup. She's a female DJ, and everybody who's gotten it has gotten it off of her SoundCloud, and the label didn't have access to it, and social media made that pop off. So every woman who's been in her mirror, who's been out there doing the dance when they were doing the like West Coast dance or whatever, they made it go viral. And so now Lovrance, who made the Up song, is now in talks with Def Jam to try and license that beat to this so it could be an official record, because it just didn't. The other one was very acoustic and very folky, and this one has a beat to it, and people love it, so it's already hit the ground running. So it's a pretty good look for Biebs if he drops it, because he has to approve it, and he's already shared it on his social media. But I was talking to the label people, and they were like, yeah, we got to let legal handle this after that so it can make sure it gets out.
Don't get me wrong, the original is a banger, but that one there,
and
that one goes.
He deserves to get paid too, so hopefully they'll work it out.
Today is a holiday in the state of Florida. It is Hulk Hogan Day, according to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And he has dubbed it as, of course, the day in tribute of Terry Bollea, who we know as the Hulkster. And
Hulkamania.
It's weird because I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about Brooke and how she has foregone her inheritance because she's like, I don't really want to get in the middle of all of the power struggle of the house or whatever. And we were talking about it because D.L. Hughley had put up, he's like, it is really, really something to speak about family drama when you don't even want the money.
Yeah, that's something.
And I was sitting there and I'm like, man, if you're from Tampa Bay, maybe not the nation, they don't know it like we know it, but I'm very afraid to have Nick Hogan have $30 million.
You're not the only person that's has that opinion. I mean, I've been reading that everywhere just because he still is so young.
No, forget the young.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about his age because, I mean, people out there who are in Silicon Valley and all these other spots and crypto, they got big money and they got young. I'm talking about his decision making because there ain't no whoa. I know you know him, but I'm just saying we've all lived here and you ain't blind. You've seen the news, and I mean, and the fact that he's had people to keep him to attempt to keep him in with some checks and balances, like his dad, like his mom, like his sister. Well, now he's gonna be, because the money's not gonna go to his mother, and it's not gonna go to his sister.
No.
So in essence,
that's a big fortune.
The big fortune, the bulk of it is going to be split between his current wife and Nick Hogan, and maybe some charities in there, but a big chunk of money is going to fall into his lap. Now, he could do two things. He could fall back into the old ways, or he could take this as a motivation to say, hey, I'm going to now get a charity in my dad's name, and I'm going to now do the things that he, the way he wanted me to do it, because he want me to, be a 30-something-year-old young man now, So there's opportunity there. But like I said, as a person who has lived here and who has watched the news and watched everything, I'm afraid of him having a bulk of disposable income.
Well, I have to defend my boy because I'm sure I know a lot of people, it's very easy for you to think that, but he's actually the one that runs Hogan's Hangout. I think he's turned over a new leaf. I think he's matured, and he's done a lot to bring himself to
several lives.
Yeah, he's rehabbed a lot. He's gone through a lot, but I think he's also learned a lot from the things that he's gone through.
Everybody has mistakes, but I'm saying, it's not coming from nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people, like I said, the people who've been here, who've watched the news. I'm not saying this ain't the national news, but here we've seen it go left. And so I would like to see him take this opportunity, but it scares me because I liked that family when they were, on TV. I've met him a few times. I met his sister more times. And honestly, I'm just like, man, you don't want somebody who doesn't make great decisions to just have access to everything.
I got you. I'm just saying he was an integral part in actually making it Hulk Hogan Day. He was the one that went to DeSantis, talked to him about it and everything like that.
Well, maybe that's
this
good.
was one of the things that he's done. It shows his maturity. So I got to defend my boy.
Let's hope for the best then, and we'll see what happens.
Just get out there and do great. That's all I'm saying. But it is scary. So
it's a lot of money.
It is a lot.
It's a lot of money.
All right, so we got to talk about the diddler. He has filed a motion to overturn his convictions, or he wants a new trial. Sean Diddy Combs' legal team has filed a motion seeking to overturn his convictions or be granted a new trial. He was convicted, of course, of the 2 counts of transporting individuals for prostitution under the Mann Act. And his attorneys argue that this application of the law is unprecedented and potentially unconstitutional, arguing that the activities were consensual and protected under the First Amendment as private, non-commercial amateur pornography.
Hey, yo.
I wouldn't want to go back to trial because they could bring new evidence.
You
new
roll the
people.
dice now.
I would never do
you
that.
could lose
ever.
Boardwalk and Park Place.
Essentially, you already kind of won. I mean, you're still gonna have
Kind
to do
of,
something.
sort of.
Kind of, but he's trying to like save his image at this point.
Ain't
No, it ain't.
nothing.
It's not about the image. It's about him trying to do this all over again because he's like, hey, I beat 3 of the charges.
That's his ego.
If I come back and whittle these away, then maybe I could beat 5. You should take the bird in the hand, son.
Yeah.
Don't mess around,
No.
Diddy. They also contend that video for Cassie, the hotel video, was like, prejudicial against him. It wasn't a part of the trial, and so they're like, he got treated like he was this big monster.
Yeah.
Because of that, which we all agree he is,
For sure.
but it had nothing to do with the case. So that 2016 video, they're trying to say that pretty much like, kind of like made the jury already think that he was guilty.
Yeah.
It could affect their decision making if they looked at a video like that. It will make them.
But
think.
did it really affect it?
It affected us all. So I mean, I would say yeah.
I meant the jurors because they didn't go for the RICO charge or a couple other of the other ones. So did it really press them the other way?
I believe it did. I don't think you could be aware of that and have it not affect you because it affected all of us. Like we thought we knew. They thought they knew who he was. Having a person who's at the defendant's table who is as famous as he is, that touches everybody. The judge was affected by that. You know what I'm saying? The prosecutors and his lawyers were affected by that because they're like, dude, I thought, take that. I thought you was a good guy. You out here beating people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like on a Ike and Tina kind of thing where when we saw that movie, we were like, whoa, like she really went through it.
Yeah.
So, those are things that you can't necessarily forget. So if the motion is denied, which every motion they've tried has been denied. Then they request a retrial with limited evidence this time. So, I mean, they're trying. I think the lawyers are padding their billing because you could just leave this alone and wait till October 3rd and see what he's going to get. But he's facing 20 years, so they figure, let's try this too. They just basically bilking him for some more.
Maybe.
Basically.
It sounds like
that,
it.
Now, on the opposite side, there is a lot of backlash on Justin Timberlake about his performances recently.
Yes, a lot.
And he has announced that he has been diagnosed with Lyme disease. Justin basically shared this on Instagram on yesterday, commemorating his Forget Tomorrow tour, which wrapped up in Turkey on Wednesday. And he said, this disease can be relentless and debilitating, both mentally and physically. He wrote that he considered ending the tour when he got the diagnosis, but he decided the joy from performing brings him far further than the fleeting stress on his body, and he was glad to keep going. He also added that, he basically added that, at least I could understand why I could be on stage and in a massive amount of nerve pain and just feeling crazy and fatigue and sickness, and now I know where that came from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So maybe some people can be kind.
Yeah, this is a lesson to all of us because we were all talking crazy about him.
Not all of us.
I mean, I know.
Not all of us. And it's only because I saw the show here. And so I was like, yo, I saw a great show. I don't know what happened when we saw on social media because he was sitting the mic down. He was just moving. And I'm like, bro, that wasn't what we saw. I mean, we know Ravon, who is his background singer. And I'm like, I've seen literally every show across the globe because I follow her. And they've all been really, really vocally intense. What happened when he went over to Europe what happened.
It was bad.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
He had a diagnosis, and because it was 180 degrees away from what we saw.
Yes, that is correct. That and the backlash. I mean, he had to. I don't even know, like say something, and he didn't. And then finally, that this news came out. It makes sense.
I just remember people saying like and speculating. Oh yeah, he's on drugs. He's drinking too much. He's this. He's
he
that.
could be partying a little bit, but this makes more sense.
But it just shows like the same thing in the Deion Sanders thing, and the same thing with Justin Timberlake. We don't know what these people are going through behind closed doors. And it's like just to find out that he's dealing with this is like we should give people a little bit more grace instead of just.
It's not gonna happen. It doesn't happen.
No.
It doesn't happen to us. I mean, we're here every day, and somebody could be going through something at home or whatever, and come in, and then everybody wants to give them the business on the text and say, "Oh man, you sound like crap this morning," and blah blah. They don't know you've been up all night. Packing up your lover man, you know what I'm saying? Because he's leaving or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So people go through stuff, whether they're in your job or they're in your personal life or just on social media. So before you hit that comment section and start going in on somebody, you might want to think, wow, let me look at because my boss used to always say trends are what tells you where you're headed, like a ship that knows where it's going to go to the right. They trek that all the way so they can see the whole trip. They don't just pick one segment because that doesn't create a trend. So when you look at Justin Timberlake and you look at all the performances he did across the United States, and you're like, man, those were awesome, and everybody was celebrating them. So this one, he didn't just decide, let me just bilk people for $300 tickets.
Right, that wouldn't be.
Something had to happen, but people started, really, once the internet gets at it and they start making it viral, it gets a little nasty. So I don't know much about Lyme disease, but I think we're all going to learn a little bit more about it because when Justin Randall Timberlake says something, people pay attention.
If you loved that video, then you're going to want to check out more. Make sure you hit subscribe right below.